it's Ellie. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today I am doing something a bit different, quite a bit different actually. So I've been watching a lot of tiny house builds on YouTube from other simmers and whatnot. I've seen a few online, like on Tumblr and wherever, and I don't know, I really like them. So I decided to give a really tiny one a try. I mean, it's not the tiniest it could ever be. You could definitely fit everything into a way smaller house than this. But I feel like realistically, this is probably as tiny as you would want your house in real life, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I personally like a bigger house and more space and that kind of thing. I don't feel the need to cramp myself into a tiny space, but some people like it, some people prefer it. That's fine. Yeah, anyway, this is my take on the tiny house. Even though it's a tiny house, I was going to put the single bed in, but I don't know. I just something about the adult Sims having a single bed just really bugs me in the Sims games. I don't know why. I just have to put the double bed, like that just seems like I don't know. It seems like a teenager would have a single bed in The Sims because they don't sleep with anyone or but if you're an adult sim, especially if you're a single adult sim, I would expect at some point like you might have someone over. I don't know. I usually do that in my games, like for the romance sims or whatever. I just want this house to work with everything. So yeah, you could probably notice by now that the video is not very sped up again, similar to another week's build, maybe last week? I can't even remember. It was the tiny vintage glamour apartment. That one only took me about an hour to build, so it wasn't very sped up. And this one took me about 40 minutes, so it's even less sped up than that one. I think it's only like 4 times sped up. It's very, very pretty slow, and you're going to be able to see all of my little mistakes, and you can really see how long I check how something looks in my videos when I speed it up this slowly. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. Speed it up slowly. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was having some trouble with the sink because it was like cutting through the side with the double cabinets to make the angle. So I was trying to fix that for a while. Uh, Near the end, I actually do something that works out much better than what I'm trying to do now. So it looks very good at the end. I think you can use at least one of the counters, maybe. In my test build, which you'll see later, I should say my test live mode. I got into live mode and put the Sims in there who had this lot already. There's actually 2 female Sims who are just friends who live here together, so that's awkward because there's only one bed. But anyway, I tested it with those Sims. I tested the stove to make sure that works, which I had to do some fiddling for that. So when I was testing the stove, I noticed that the Sim actually made the food on the counter with the sink in it, which is kind of odd. It seemed like it was registering as just a regular counter. So I'm not 100% that the sink works actually because I didn't test that part. But I think you should be able to cook just fine regardless. And there's a sink in the bathroom, so I mean, yeah, it works out. Everything you could use everything. You could sit on the couch and watch TV, and you'll see in the screenshots one of the Sims has a super awkwardly weird face. I paused it at a weird moment, and I just didn't feel like unpausing it. I just didn't care that much, so I left it, and you'll see it. It's funny. And then I also did a little bit of extra cluttering off camera. I don't know why I kind of forgot the clutter in the game when I was building this. So, yeah, I add some later. Uh, Once I went to take screenshots, I was kind of like, where is all the clutter in this house? What am I doing? So yeah, then I put some glitter in. It looks much better with the glitter, I think. And this roof, man, this roof was really getting to me. Like, uh, it just, I couldn't figure out how to make the angle work with the roofs. I don't know. I was having some trouble with it. So I eventually did something. I'm about to do it with these half walls and tried to make it look semi good. I don't know. It's not my favorite roof and I don't love it. But I think it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't distract you at least from the house maybe. So, yeah, I guess good enough, right? But yeah, I really like the windows of this house. How you can see right through them. I don't know why, but I just didn't want to put any curtains on there and cover it up because I thought it would look better with all the light coming in and that kind of thing, and just didn't really seem like curtains would be on those windows. Like, it's kind of meant to be a glass wall almost, just it has the window separations. Because I feel like a one huge glass wall would be a very bad idea for any house. I would not want to live in a glass house, that's for sure. So I'm not totally crazy about this wall color that I chose when I looked back at it. I was kind of like, why did I pick that color? Because it clashes with the red, I think. I don't know. I mean, it gives it a cool kind of vibe with the colors that I put the purple painting and then the greenish wall and the red door and cabinet, but I kind of wish I went for a more neutral color, like I don't know, like an off-white color or something. I think that just would have looked a little bit better than this weird green. I like the flooring though, the gray wood flooring, so that's all right. And then I did test the toilet. I don't know why. I feel like in some of my houses I might have reversed the toilet and the tub. Like, I think I put the toilet on the opposite side of the tub, like where you have to get in, so then the Sims couldn't use it. So yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't realize that was happening because I think without move objects it says it can still be there, but it actually can't. So that's just very confusing. I added a ton more shelves in the bathroom too to make it just look a lot better and more full, like somebody actually lives here. And then just all the clutter because I mean, you still gotta put your stuff somewhere, right? So I mean, yeah. Here's where I go into live mode and try to see if you can use everything in the game. So I think I made her make like a cake or something, and yeah, the sink doesn't seem to be registering. She's just using that counter piece as a regular counter. But this is actually before I change the counter. I'm about to do it now, I believe, because they couldn't actually use the stove, I was realizing in my tests, with how close it was when I originally built it. So I had to go back a few times and make the Sims cooperate with me, first of all, because they were just sitting there chatting on the bed and not even trying to cook this cake that I needed them to try to cook. And the mailbox always ends up in the house somehow. So here they can use it, but I wasn't liking the clipping that was going on when they bent over to get this stuff out of the oven. So decided to move it uh, just further, and then here I figured out to put these two cabinet pieces kind of in a square so that it just looks way better. It just, yeah, shapes for the win. So it all worked out in the end. I think you can use that front one even, possibly. Maybe they won't use the sink every time after that. And then I just had to get out of live mode because I hate when the Sims are in that house when you're trying to build. That's just super annoying to me. So here I'm doing the landscaping. I tried to, pick plants that were around the, like in the surroundings and whatnot, just not random plants from different worlds, but these ones are actually around the house. So I try to get the same like trees and whatnot, but I mean the landscaping isn't that great. It's pretty bland, to be honest. but I gave it a nice purple plants and just a simple walkway to come into your little tiny house. Didn't want to do a full garden again because I did a pretty small house another week with a huge garden. So I just wanted to keep this one simple with a little walkway. And that's about the end of the build, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel because I post Sims videos every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!